October 20th, 2024, 2 p.m. Yeah, it's still out here in the woods. Oh man, yeah, as I stated previously, this is cat nap time. Um, Even though I do have a black cat that is slowly wandering its way up. But anyways, uh, I can't get this out of my head, and I need to once again address this situation over a certain future event that apparently the timeline has been sped up for this event to happen. I speak of that so-called doomsday map, and which it is supposedly the doomsday map of 2050. Well, this is the recent situations that are at hand and currently unfolding. And I have posted a comment to a couple of different channels pertaining to their content, and I'm going to include a link, most recent link, or link to one of the most recent videos that I've seen pertaining to this doomsday map. Now, I am wanting to state that this map first originated through Edgar Cayce, known as the Sleeping Prophet. And well, if you're not familiar with Edgar Cayce and his predictions or prophecies, or whatever you want to claim it as being, he actually drew a map of the future of the United States and this flooding that takes place, if you want to call it that. I live in the state of Michigan. I am preparing to move locations as soon as possible. And with this new narrative of the doomsday map seemingly to have sped up the timeline, as I stated, you will understand why I need to move locations. To add to this, we have along the shore of Lake Michigan a nuclear power plant. And there's a lot of information out there about this power plant. It is named Palisades. I have a strong feeling, remember this is just a feeling, my opinion, that something will occur due to the age of this nuclear power facility and them restarting it up. And I believe that there's going to be some type of, I don't want to say it, but explosion, which will have adverse effects or side effects or what have you that could trigger quake activity. And here in Michigan, within the last few years, we have had a couple of small earthquakes, or were claimed as being earthquakes. I actually felt one of them as I was in my bedroom in my apartment with my back up against the wall, and I could feel the vibrations coming right up through the whole building, and was literally shaking the wall behind my back. Not only that, I mean the sound, the whooshing sound that came with it, yeah, that was something else. And now the wind is starting to pick up out here, and we're getting a lot of leaf falling. But anyways, so this is just eating away at me. And through this, what I claim as an opinionated event, will actually open up a connection to Lake Michigan, as well as other water tributaries, if you will, and will result in what you will see within that doomsday map. Now, mind you, United States Navy also have their map, which is ironically very similar to that map that Edgar Cayce had drawn during his trance-like sleep, to where he came about with his visions or prophecies or what have you. Well, because of my intuitive powers, this has been bothering me for quite some time. And like I said, I'm including a link to most recent video that I have come across that pertains to this. You know, if you're a resident here in Michigan, you might want to consider, and once again, this is just my opinion, but you might want to consider a little bit of thought process behind that map and any and all information that you can find on your own. It's just a little bit of a opinionated warning, okay? Like I said, I'm, you know, how many of you out there can tread water for long periods of time? How many of you are willing to build an ark for such a scenario? And mind you, this is also something that, you know, takes place along basically all of the major coastlines to this country. And yeah, okay, so as I'm talking, there's a red squirrel that, or not a red squirrel, but a fox squirrel that's slowly making its way up towards me. This is one that I believe was in one of my previous recordings. But anyways, you know, so it's just something for people to think about, you know, and you might not want to have any belief into any of this, but, you know, I kind of keep track on happenings here in Michigan, and this, like I said, has been bothering me for quite some time. And I used to go hang out at the beach right there alongside that nuclear power plant many and many a times in the past. I found some interesting things, which I've shared on, well, my past fake book page, as well as past recordings on this platform through this channel. But anyways, you know, it's just something more for you to think about. After all, I've been thinking pretty heavy about it myself, so yeah, food for thought, and just another little opinionated warning for Michiganders.